Hi, I'm Julie. Welcome to the SoCal Garden Haven. Come along with me as we explore my Southern California garden, discovering what's growing, and finding a little peace and happiness along the way. Today I'm really excited to share with you this beautiful pineapple sage plant. It's a perennial plant and it grows year-round in our temperate subtropical climate in SoCal. It's called pineapple sage because of its scent and mild fruity taste. It totally smells like pineapple, which is so cool. Every time I introduce people to this beautiful plant, they are so amazed at the pineapple scent. And when they have the opportunity to have some tea, which we're going to make today as well, then they're really, really surprised. And the beautiful red flowers here, they're also edible. However, the hummingbirds absolutely love them because you can see they're tubular. So I'm always a little bit torn when it does flower, as this one is now, whether or not I should eat it or use it in tea or use it as a garnish, which you can also do with this herb, as well as some people will, so garnishing iced tea, and also people will garnish cocktails with it. You can make pineapple sage sugar, and you can mix it into fruit salads, which I love to do, and even into regular salads. So it's a very versatile herb. It can get, this one is about a foot high. It can get another foot or even higher as well, depending on where you're growing it. One thing though to keep in mind is it doesn't really like hot locations, so locations with a lot of really direct sunlight. When it gets hot here, it would be fine in the spring in such locations, but in once we get really hot, it can go down, so to speak, so you could lose it. So this one I have in my herb bed here with some of my other herbs, and it gets filtered sun, as you're seeing here. Morning sun can also work as well. You won't get as many blooms with less sun, but you won't lose the plant either. And as you can see, it is blooming right now. The botanical name of this beauty is Salvia elegans. And it is, just as I mentioned, such a beautiful, beautiful plant. The plant itself is beautiful. And also, like I said, the scent is just amazing. So I can't help every time I'm around it to brush the leaves and get that pineapple scent. And when I have time, like we're going to do today, making the tea out of it is so fun and so amazing. It does like to give consistently moist soil, so you don't want to let it dry out, but obviously not soggy soil. So now we're going to go in and make some tea out of some of these beautiful leaves. So I'm just going to make 1 cup of tea. I'm going to take a few leaves here. You want the fresher looking leaves. Some of these leaves have been on here for a while. As you can see, they got a little stuff going on there. So the fresher leaves, younger, smaller leaves as well, those tend to have more of the oils in them, and that is what's going to flavor the tea. Let's see here. I've got some paint on my fingers from a project I've been working on in the garden that you will see in the not too distant future. So if you're wondering what that blue is, and I have some black on my hands as well, I think. Okay, so I'm getting a few here. I'm kind of tempted by this one. I think I'm gonna get this guy. Now these will grow back pretty quickly, especially if you pinch back to the stem. You can see some of those little ones there. They're going to take over for the ones I just took off as well. Okay, a couple more. For 1 cup of tea, here's a few leaves. Let me get a few more. You can see over here, maybe this one. And this guy. here. That should make me a nice little cup of really, really refreshing tea. So let's head to the kitchen to do just that. So we're here in the kitchen and getting these leaves nice and rinsed here. Some of the berry bowl that my sister Mandy made that I also use for rinsing tea leaves. It works really well. It has holes in the bottom. It's really pretty. So, just getting it rinsed. Getting them rinsed, it's not gonna, it'll be okay if you've got an aphid or something in your tea, but preferable not, right? And just the debris and anything residual from being outside. Okay, so nice and rinsed. And then the next thing I'm gonna do is put these leaves into a cup. Okay, so here we are. Got the leaves in the cup. I heated the water to 175 degrees Fahrenheit, which is a good temp for green tea in the kettle here. And now we're gonna let this sit for 20 minutes, and then we're going to taste the tea. I haven't tasted it yet, but I did take out the leaves and I did add a little stevia powder because I like things sweet. A lot of people do like to drink their herbal teas without any sweetener. Go for it if that's what you like. But I find, for me personally, I like things sweet, and also I do find that adding a little sweetener, whether it's stevia, whether it's a little bit of sugar, whether a little bit of honey, although I wouldn't use honey in this tea because it's so lightly flavored as it is, you're just gonna have honey tea. So if you're gonna use anything, a little bit of stevia, a little bit of sugar, just to give it that I find that sweetness just brings out the flavor even more. So I'm gonna go ahead and try it. You can see that the liquid is not really a dark green. The pineapple sage doesn't tend to do that as much. It has been, let's see, actually it has been more like a half an hour. So you can steep for as long as a half an hour, or even longer if you want. You can steep them like you make iced tea as well. Steep them for like 24 hours. You can do it in the sun. There's lots of ways you can do it. Of course, hot water is the faster route. So I'm gonna go ahead and try it right now. Okay, so here we go. Oh my gosh, that's so good. And it just has that just delicious pineapple-y, fruity, light fruity taste that it's just really, really delightful. One thing I didn't mention is that you're going to want to look for these as plants. Once you start growing it, it gets pretty big, and it gives you a lot for tea and other things that I mentioned, and also for potpourri. So although dried leaves don't have as much scent as fresh, but you can still use it for potpourri if you want to dry it as well, if you get a lot. It's hard to come by the seeds. It can be grown from seed, but it's hard to come by the seeds. So if you find a plant in the nursery, do go ahead and snap it up. And then you can enjoy a lot of fun things with it, including tasty tea. Thanks for spending some time today with me in the garden. If you enjoyed being here, feel free to subscribe and come back again soon.